Warning: the following video may contain scenes and language of a highly adult nature and is therefore not intended for children under the age of 18. But if you're a child over the age of 18, go ahead and watch it. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what is up, guys? This is Couch Potato Mike, back in the book club for chapter 37 of Freed by E.L.James. It has been going great, guys. I'm giving, I know I put on the last video for you to enter the contest, and in a few days I will, I'm going to give it about a week for people to enter, and then we'll have the drawing. A week from the time that, not of the time I recorded, but of the time that it dropped. So hopefully that'll be soon. I don't know what date this is actually. But yeah, stay tuned for that. And while you're staying tuned, if you're not one of my subscribers, why not? It's free, it costs you nothing, and it comes with a full non-money back guarantee. And it helps me out. Oh, thumbs up. Those help me out too. Give me a like. Helps with that algorithm. And, oh yeah, ring the bell icon. Yeah, hit the bell icon. That'll let you know what I'm doing. Or when I'm doing. When I'm doing this. Not when I'm doing this, but when you get to, never mind. Alright, so moving right along into chapter 37. This takes place on Thursday, September the 15th, 2011. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I'm in the gym, pounding away on the treadmill. Sleep eluded me last night, and when I did drift off, I was haunted by my dreams. Anna disappearing into the garage of the Heathman without looking back at me. Anna, an enraged siren holding a thin cane, eyes blazing, wearing nothing but expensive lingerie and leather boots, her angry words like barbs. Anna lying unmoving on a sticky green rug. I shake off that last image and run harder, pushing my body to its limits. I don't want to feel anything except the pain in my bursting lungs and aching legs. With Bloomberg's rolling business news on the TV and Pump It in my ears, I blot out the world. I blot out my thoughts of my wife, sleeping soundly 2 rooms away from me. Dream of me, Anna. Miss me. In the shower, while I hose off my workout sweat, I contemplate waking her just to say goodbye. I fly to Portland in Charlie Tango this morning, and I'd like a sweet smile to take with me. Let her sleep, Gray. And given how pissed she is at me, there's no guarantee of sweet smile. Mrs. Jones is still giving me the cold shoulder, but I grill her anyway. Did Anna eat last night? She did. Mrs. Jones's attention is on the omelet she's preparing for me. I think that's all the information I'm going to get this morning. I sip my coffee and sulk, feeling 50 shades of miserable. In the car on the way to Boeing Field, I write an email to Anna. Keep it factual, Gray. From Christian Gray, subject Portland, September 15th, 2011, 6:45. To Anastasia Gray. Anna, I am flying down to Portland today. I have some business to conclude at WSU. I thought you'd want to know. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. But I know my real intention in sending an email is to inform her, but to get a response. I live in hope. Stefan is on hand to fly us down to Portland. After my sleepless night, I'm dog-tired. If I fall asleep, I'll be more comfortable in the rear, so for the first time ever, I offer Taylor the front passenger seat, remove my jacket, and take a back seat in Charlie Tango. I leaf through the notes I have for the meeting, and once I've done that, I lean back and close my eyes. Anna is running through the meadow at the new house. She's laughing as I chase her. I'm laughing too. I catch her and pull her down into the long grass. She giggles and I kiss her. Her lips are soft because she's been crying. No, don't cry, baby. Don't cry. Please don't cry. She closes her eyes. She sleeps. She won't wake. Anna. Anna. She's lying on the thread-worn rug, pale, unmoving. Anna, wake up. Anna! Gasping, I wake, and I'm momentarily disoriented. Wait, I'm in Charlie Tango, and we've just landed in Portland. The rotors are still spinning, and Stefan is talking to the tower. I rub my face to rouse myself and unbuckle my harness. Taylor opens his door and steps out onto the helipad while I don my jacket, careful not to snag the cable on my headphones. Thanks, Stefan, I say over the cans. No problem, Mr. Gray. We should be back around 1 this afternoon. We'll be ready and waiting. He frowns, his concern evident in the creases across his brow, while Taylor, head down, opens my door. Shit. I hope that concern is not directed at me. I remove my headphones and clamber out to join Taylor. It's a crisp morning, brighter than Seattle, but with a brisk breeze that carries the scent of fall. There's no sign of Joe, the old-timer who normally is here to oversee arrivals and departures. Maybe it's too early in the day, or he's not slated to work this morning, or it's an omen of some shit. For fuck's sake, Gray, pull yourself together. Our driver is waiting outside the helipad building. Taylor opens the door of the Escalade and I slide in, then he takes the passenger seat up front. With my bad dream about Anna still in mind, I call Sawyer. Mr. Gray. Luke, stay close to Mrs. Gray today. Will do, sir. Is she having breakfast? I keep my voice low as I'm a little embarrassed to be asking, but I want to know she's okay. I believe so, sir. We're leaving in about 15 minutes for the office. Good, thanks. I hang up and stare morosely out of the window at the Willamette River. Its metallic gray waters look chilly as we cross over the steel bridge. I shudder. This is hell. I need to talk to Anna. We can't go on like this. I have one option that might work. Apologize, Gray. Yeah, it's my only option. Because I behaved like an asshole. Anna's words come back to me. You need to grow up and smell the fucking coffee and stop behaving like a petulant adolescent. Fuck. She's not wrong. Now is not the time. I have to help the WSU Environmental Science Department nail additional funding from the USDA. It's vital to progress the work that Professor Gravitt and her team are undertaking in soil technology. Her work is reaping huge benefits at our test sites in Ghana. This is a game changer. Soil could be a key initiative not only in the feeding of the planet and alleviating food insecurity and poverty, but also through carbon sequestration, reversing the climate change. From my briefcase, I pull up my notes and scan them once more. The meeting has been a resounding success. We've secured an additional $1 million from the USDA. It appears that feeding the world is quite high on the federal government's agenda, too. With the gratitude of Professors Chowdhury and Gravitt ringing in my ears, Taylor and I head back to Portland. I check my phone, but there's no word from my wife. Not even a snarky response to my email. It's depressing. I'm anxious to get home and find some way to smooth her ruffled feathers if I can. Maybe a meal out, a movie, soaring, sailing, sex? What can I do? I miss her. The Escalade parks outside the helipad as Taylor makes a call. Sawyer, I read your text, he murmurs and has my full attention. Text? Is Anna okay? He frowns as he listens. Copy. Taylor's eyes meet mine. I see. Hold on. He says to Luke, then addresses me. Mrs. Gray is feeling unwell. Sawyer is taking her back to the apartment. Is it serious? No reason to think so. Okay, we'll fly straight to Escala. Yes, sir. Sawyer, we're leaving shortly. We'll divert directly to Escala, land there. Keep her safe, I shout, loud enough for Sawyer to hear me. You heard, Mr. Gray. Text me if the situation changes. Taylor hangs up. With a renewed sense of urgency, Taylor and I enter the building, and I'm pleased that the elevator is waiting for us. I hope Anna's okay, and the baby. Maybe I should call Mom and ask her to go over and check on Anna. Or Dr. Green, though I'm not sure she'd take my call. It will take us an hour to get home, and I can't wait that long. I try my mother, but there's no phone signal. We're in the elevator. I can't call Anna either. Surely if it were serious, she'd have called me. Damn, I have no idea, given she's not talking to me. The elevator's doors open. Charlie Tango is where we left her, and Stefan is waiting at the controls. To hell with this, I'm going to fly her. I can direct my attention to the flight rather than dwell on what's happening at Escala. I hope Anna goes to bed. Our bed. Stefan steps down from the cockpit to greet us. Stefan, hi. I'd like to fly her home. We need a new course for Escala. Yes, sir. He opens the pilot's door for me, and I think he's surprised by this change in my attitude. I climb aboard, buckle up, and begin the final pre-flight checks. All checks done? I ask as Stefan takes the seat beside me. Just the transponder. Oh, yes, I see. I need to get home to my wife. Taylor, you strapped in? Yes, sir. His disembodied voice is loud and clear in my cans. I radio the tower and they're ready for us. Right, gentlemen, let's get home. Pulling back on the collective, I float Charlie Tango smoothly into the sky and head for Seattle. As we cut through the air at speed, I know I've made the right decision to pilot. I have to focus on keeping us airborne, but deep down my anxiety continues to gnaw at my insides. I hope Anna's okay. We touch down right on schedule at 2:30. Good flying, Mr. Gray, Stefan says. Enjoy taking her back to Boeing Field. Will do, he grins. I unbuckle my harness, switch on my phone, and follow Taylor out onto a Scala's rooftop. Taylor frowns down at his phone. I halt as he listens to a message. It's from Sawyer. Mrs. Gray is at the bank. Taylor raises his voice to be heard over the wind that whips around us on the roof. What? I thought she was ill. What the fuck is she doing at the bank? Sawyer followed her. She tried to give him the slip. Anxiety spirals into my chest, tightening around my heart. My rebooted phone beeps and vibrates with a flood of alerts. There's a text from Andrea, sent 4 minutes ago, and a couple of missed calls from my bank, and one from Welch. What the fuck? Andrea, Troy Whelan at your bank needs to speak with you urgently. I have Whelan on speed dial. He picks up immediately. Whelan, it's Christian Gray. What's going on? I shout over the rush of the wind. Mr. Gray, good morning. Your wife is here requesting to withdraw $5 million. What? My blood turns to ice. $5 million? I can't quite believe what he said. What does she need $5 million for? Fuck. She's leaving me. My world crashes and burns, a cavern of despair opening at my feet. Yes, sir. As you know, under current banking legislation, I can't cash $5 million. Yes, of course. I'm shocked, teetering on the brink of the abyss. Let me talk to Mrs. Gray. I sound robotic. Certainly. If you'll just hold for one moment. This is agony. I head to the shelter out of the wind beside the elevator doors and stand quietly to hear my wife, dreading to hear from my wife. She's going. She's leaving me. What am I going to do without her? The phone clicks and my panic overwhelms me. Hi. Anna's voice is breathy and high-pitched. You're leaving me? The words are out before I can stop them. No, she rasps, and it sounds like an agonized appeal. Oh, thank fuck, but my relief is short-lived. Yes, she whispers, as if she's just made her decision. What? Anna, I don't know what to say. I want to beg her to stay. Christian, please, don't. You're going. You're really going. Yes. No, no, no! I free fall, tumbling down into the abyss, falling, reaching out. I splay my hand on the wall to support myself. The pain is visceral. Don't leave me. Shit, was this always going to happen? Did she ever love me? Was it my fucking money? But why the cash? Was it always the money? Tell me it wasn't the money, please. The pain is indescribable. No! She sounds emphatic. Do I believe her? Is it because I saw Elena? For God's sake, and in this moment, I don't think I could loathe Elena more. I breathe deep, trying to get a handle on my thoughts. Is $5 million enough? How will I live without Anna? Yes. And the baby? She'll take our baby away. The knife twists in my soul. I'll take care of the baby. This is what you want? Yes. Her voice is barely audible, but I hear her. The pain is crippling. She wants me off the phone, I can tell. She wants it done. She wants away from me. Take it all, I whisper. Christian, she sobs. It's for you, for your family. Please, don't. I can't stand this. Take it all, Anastasia. I snarl and tilt my head back and silently howl at the gray sky above me. Christian! Her desperation is laced with every syllable of my name. I can't bear to hear her. I'll always love you, I murmur because it's true. They're the last words of a condemned man. I hang up and take a deep, steadying breath, feeling hollow, nothing more than a husk. I told her that once, in a shower, and then I told her I loved her. Mr. Gray, Taylor's trying to attract my attention. Ignoring him, I call Whalen again. Troy Whalen. It's Christian Gray. Give my wife the money, whatever she wants. Mr. Gray, I know you hold the reserve for the Pacific Northwest. Just transfer it from the main holding account or liquidate some of my assets. I don't care. Give her the money. Mr. Gray, this is highly irregular. Just fucking do it, Whalen. Find a way or I'll close all the accounts and move GEH's business elsewhere. Understand? He's silent on the other end of the phone. We'll sort the fucking paperwork out later, I add, in a more conciliatory tone. Yes, Mr. Gray. Just give her whatever she wants. Yes, Mr. Gray. I hang up. I want to cry. I want to break down here on the roof and weep, but I can't. I close my eyes and wish that I were here on my own. Mr. Gray, Taylor's voice cuts through the pain. I turn to face him and he blanches. What? I snarl. Hyde has been granted bail. He's free. I glare at him. What fresh hell is this? Hyde is free? How? I thought we dealt with that. Taylor and I eyeball each other, wondering what the hell. You're leaving me? No. It's for you, for your family. Please, don't. Anna, I whisper. She's trying to withdraw $5 million. Taylor's eyes widen. Shit, he says. We reach the same conclusion, and at the same instance, whatever the hell she's doing, deep down, I know it has something to do with that fucker Hyde. I punch the elevator button as my utter despair congeals into fear. Fear for my wife. Where's Sawyer? He's at the bank. He tracked her car. We leap into the elevator, and I jab the button of the garage, and Charlie Tango's rotors start again. It's deafening. You have the car keys? I shout to Taylor as the doors close. Yes, sir. Let's get to the bank. Do we know where Hyde is? No, I'll text Welch. He left a message. Shit, it must have been in the news about Hyde. The elevator takes forever to descend to the garage. What is Anna playing at? Why can't she tell me if she's in trouble? Fear wraps around my heart and my gut, strangling me from the inside. What could be worse than Anna leaving me? The distressing picture from my earlier dreams slips into my head, drawing an older, much older, disturbing memories of a woman lifeless on the floor. I screw my eyes shut. No, please, no. We'll find her, Taylor says with grim determination. We have to. I'll track her cell, he states. At last the doors open and Taylor tosses me his Q7 keys. He wants me to drive? Get a grip, Gray. You have to get to your wife and out of this mess. Perhaps that fucker is blackmailing her. We climb into the car and I switch on the ignition. The tires scream as I reverse out of the space and speed up to the garage entrance, only to wait agonizing seconds for the barrier to rise. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Barely clearing the barrier, we roar out into the street and in the direction of the bank. Taylor puts his phone on the dash, waiting for a signal, cursing impatiently under his breath. She's still at the bank, he says eventually. Good. The traffic is heavier than I expected. It's frustrating. Come on, come on, come on. Why does Anna do this? Keep the shit to herself. Doesn't she trust me? I think about my behavior over the last couple of days. Okay, it hasn't been exemplary by any means, but she takes all this crap on her shoulders. Why can't she ask for help? Anna Gray, I shout into the phone's Bluetooth system. After a few moments, her phone starts ringing, and a ring, and a ring, and then it goes to voicemail. My heart sinks. Hi, you've reached Anna. I can't take your call right now, but please leave a message after the beep, and I'll call you right back. Christ. Anna, what the fuck is going on? I yell. It feels good to yell. I'm coming to get you. Call me. Talk to me. I hang up. She's still at the bank, Taylor says. Sawyer's still there? Yes, sir. Call Sawyer. I shout into the hands-free, and moments later his cell is ringing. Mr. Gray, where's Anna? She's just turned around and gone back into one of the offices. Go get her. Sir, I'm armed. I can't go through the detectors. I'm standing by the entrance watching Anna, Mrs. Gray, and looking very suspicious. If I go back to the car to stow my gun, I may lose her. Fucking firearms! How the hell did she give you the slip? She's a very resourceful woman, Mr. Gray. He sounds like he's speaking through gritted teeth, and I recognize his frustration. Makes me feel slightly more sympathetic to him. She drives me crazy, too. I want a thorough briefing when we have her back. Jack Hyde has been granted bail, and both Taylor and I have a hunch that Anna's actions have something to do with him. Shit, Luke says. Exactly. We're about 5 minutes away. Don't let her go again, Sawyer. Sir. I hang up, and Taylor and I sit in silence as I weave through traffic. What are you up to, Anastasia Gray? What am I going to do to you when I get you back? Various scenarios cross my mind. I shift in my seat. For fuck's sake, Gray, now is not the time. Taylor startled me. She's on the move. What? My heart jump starts as adrenaline courses through my body. She's heading south on 2nd. Call Sawyer, I shout. Moments later, his cell rings again. Mr. Gray, he answers immediately. She's on the move. What? She hasn't come out through the main entrance. He sounds confused. She's heading south on 2nd, Taylor interjects. I'm on it. I'll call you from the car. Sawyer's obviously running. She's not in her car. It's still here. Hell! I shout. Still heading south on 2nd, Taylor says. Wait, she's turned left onto Yesler. We pass my bank, but there's no point stopping. That's 3 blocks, I ask him. Yes, sir. For the billionth time, I thank God Taylor's with me. He knows this city like the back of his hand, which is odd given he's from some rural town in the middle of nowhere in Texas. 3 minutes later, we're heading east on Yesler. She's still on Yesler, Taylor grounds, eyes glued to his phone. She's turned south, onto 23rd. That's 8 blocks from here. I'm right behind you, Sawyer pipes up through the hands-free. Stay close. I'm going to try to dodge through this traffic. I glance at Taylor. I wish you were driving. You're doing fine, sir. Where the fuck is she going? And with who? We're silent for several minutes. I focus on the road while Taylor occasionally calls out directions. We head south, then east again, now through mainly residential streets. She's turned south down 13th. We follow for a few blocks, then turn east. It's stopped. South Day Street, 2 more blocks. Dread sits heavy and caustic in my stomach, and I race through the back streets. 3 minutes later, I swing onto South Day Street. Slow down, Taylor orders, surprising me, but I do as he says. She's here somewhere. He leans forward and we scan each side of the road. There is a row of derelict buildings on my side. Fuck! There's a potholed parking lot where a woman is standing with her hands in the air beside a black Dodge. The Dodge! I wrench the wheel and swing into the parking lot, and there she is. On the ground, unmoving, eyes closed. Anna. My Anna. No! Everything moves in slow motion as all the air is sucked from my lungs. My worst fear realized. Here. Now. Taylor is out of the car before I've screeched to a halt. I follow him, leaving the engine running. Anna! I shout. Please, God. Please, God. Please, God! She is lifeless on the concrete in front of her. That fucker Hyde is rolling on the ground, screaming in agony as he clutches his upper leg. Blood seeps through his fingers. The woman steps back, keeping her hands in the air as Taylor draws his gun. But it's Anna who has my whole attention. She's lying unmoving on the cold, hard ground. No! This is what I've dreaded since I met her. This moment. I kneel beside her, terrified to touch her. Taylor picks up the gun lying beside her and orders the woman to lie face down on the ground. Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! She gibbers. Shit, that's Elizabeth Morgan from SIP. How the hell is she involved in this clusterfuck? Sawyer is suddenly with us. He draws his gun on Elizabeth and stands guard over her. Hyde screams in agony. Help me! Help me! The bitch shot me! We ignore him. Taylor bends and checks the pulse point beneath Anna's jaw. She's alive. Strong pulse, he says. Thank God. Then he barks at Sawyer. Call 911 now. Ambulance and police. Sawyer reaches for his phone while Taylor quickly and gently runs his hands over Anna, checking for injuries. I don't think she's bleeding. Can I touch her? She may have broken something, but best leave it to the paramedics. Oh no, my wife, my girl, my beautiful girl. I stroke her hair and gently tuck a strand behind her ear. She looks like she's asleep, though she has a red mark on her face. Did he fucking hit you? Did he do this to you? Now my attention turns to Hyde, who's still fucking screaming. A fresh shot of adrenaline-fueled rage streaks through my bloodstream. The fucker. He put his hands on my wife, and she shot him. My God, Anna shot him. I stand and move so I tower over him as he writhes on the ground, and before I know what I'm doing, I lean over the dodge, draw back my leg, and kick him with all my might in his stomach, hard, twice, 3 times, with all my weight behind each kick. He screams, "You do this to my wife, you fucker!" I bellow my rage and kick him again. He drags his hands up to protect his stomach, and I stamp with all my weight on the seeping wound on his thigh. He screams again, a different, louder, feral cry of agony. Leaning down, I grab the lapels of his jacket and bounce his head off the ground. Once, twice, his eyes are wide and wild with fear as he grips my hands, smearing his blood on me. "I'm going to fucking kill you, you twisted, sick motherfucker!" From the far end of the tunnel, I hear voices. Mr. Gray, Christian, stop!" It's Taylor. He and Sawyer are pulling me away, pulling me off the vermin that is hide. Taylor grabs me by both shoulders and shakes me. "Christian, stop, now!" He shakes me once more. I blink at him and shrug him off. "Don't touch me." Taylor puts himself between Hyde and me, watching me like I'm unhinged, lethal and ready to strike. I take a breath while the murderous red mist clears. "I'm okay," I whisper. "Look after your wife, sir." Taylor's tone is emphatic. I nod and glance once more at the fucker on the ground. He's rocking gently, sniveling like the weasel turd he is, and clutching his thigh. He's pissed himself, disgusting fuck. "Let him bleed to death," I mutter to Taylor and turn away. I kneel beside Anna and lean down to her to hear her breathing. But I hear nothing. Panic swamps me once more. "Is she still breathing?" I glance up at Taylor. "Look at her chest, rising and falling." Taylor leans down again and checks her pulse. "Still strong." "Oh, Anna, what were you thinking? What about the baby?" Tears prick my eyes. I loathe this feeling of helplessness. I want to fold her into my arms and sob into her hair, but I can't touch her. This is agony. Where is the fucking ambulance? The girl! Elizabeth suddenly pipes up. "What girl?" We all turn to look at her, prone on the ground. "Inside," she says. "There, that building." She points with her chin. Is this a trick? I hear Taylor's quiet command. "Sawyer, check inside." In the distance, sirens wail. Thank God. "Taylor!" When I turn, Sawyer is standing in the doorway. "They have Miss Gray in here." "Stay here, Christian." Taylor raises a finger in warning. "Mia? My baby's sister?" Fear blooms in my gut. What has that fucker done to my sister? I watch, paralyzed, as Taylor disappears into the building, Sawyer regarding him from the doorway. "It's for you, for your family. Please, don't." And what Anna said all becomes clear. I stare down at her, and I know in this moment that she could have been murdered by that sick fuck. Bile rises in my throat, and time suspends until Taylor emerges from the building. "She's okay, I think. She's drugged, asleep. No obvious signs of injury or assault. She's fully clothed, and I don't want to move her. We'll let the paramedics do that." "Mia?" I ask, not quite believing the awfulness of the situation. He nods, his mouth set in a grim line. The sirens are louder. What the fuck was Hyde planning to do with my sister? She's still whimpering like a wounded dog, quiet now, and I suspect he's lost a lot of blood. I don't give a shit. I want to kill him, slowly, painfully. But 2 ambulances, police patrol vehicles, and a fire truck pull up in a blaze of flashing lights and a cacophony of sirens, shattering the peace of the neighborhood and saving Hyde's skin. I'm in a waking nightmare, sitting between Mia and Anna in the ambulance as we speed through Seattle. My head is in my hands, my heart is in my mouth, and I pray for both of them. I'm not a religious man, but right now I'd do anything, even plead with God, to know that my wife, our baby, and my sister are okay. "Vital signs are good, Mr. Gray. Both your wife and your sister," the paramedic says, his dark eyes full of compassion. "My pregnant wife." The paramedic looks down at Anna. "Sir, there are no obvious signs of bleeding." I pale, knowing that he's trying to reassure me, but it's not working. "Why is she still unconscious?" My voice is a whisper. "The doctor should be able to determine that when we arrive." Mia stirs, mumbling incoherently. She's coming around. It's obvious she's been drugged. but at least she's calm. I grasp her hand and squeeze. It's okay, Mia. We're here. She mumbles something but still hasn't opened her eyes, but she squeezes my hand in return and relaxes back into what I hope is sleep. My sister, my wife, my unborn child. I should have killed Hyde when I had the chance. Impotent rage curdles in my stomach once more, and I screw up my eyes, trying to dispel it. I want to weep. I want to howl to release this pain, but I can't. Hell, I'm wrung out. The last words I exchanged with Anna. You're leaving me? No. It's for you, your family. Please don't. I told her I would always love her. At least I did that. Please wake up, Anna. Nagging me deep down is concern for the baby. Was Anna really ill, or did she make that up? This stress, fuck! It can't be good for him. Junior, is he okay? Finally, we reach the ER, and I'm immediately sidelined as the paramedics swing into action. Mom and Dad are there waiting. They rush to the gurney carrying my sleeping unconscious sister. Grace takes one look at Mia and tears spring to her eyes. She takes her hand. I love you, baby, she wails as the paramedics whisk Mia toward the double doors where Dad can't follow. He stands aside and watches as Mom follows them through into the ER triage. A nurse and doctor take Anna's gurney. Careful with my wife, she's pregnant. My voice is hoarse and hushed with worry. We'll take good care of her, the attending says. I release Anna's hand and they wheel her through after Mia. Carrick joins me, ashen-faced, looking every inch his age. We stare at each other. Dad, I whisper, my voice cracking. Oh, son. Carrick opens his arms, and for the first time in my life I step into them and he holds me. I swallow my welling emotions and grip his jacket, beyond grateful for his quiet strength, his reassuring presence, his familiar scent, but most of all his love. It's going to be okay, son. They're both going to be okay. They're going to be okay, I repeat like a mantra while my throat burns with my suppressed anguish. They're going to be okay, but he doesn't know that for sure. I just pray it's true. I pull back, suddenly conscious that we're two grown men hugging at the entrance of the ER. Carrick smiles and squeezes my shoulder. Let's go to the waiting room. You could tell me what happened, and we could get you cleaned up. Sure, I nod and look down at my hands. Shit, they're still stained with that cocksucker's blood. Anna is pale except for the bruise on her cheek where the motherfucker must have hit her. Her eyes are closed as if she's merely asleep, but she's still unconscious. She looks heartbreakingly young and small. Numerous tubes wind into and out of her body. My heart clenches and twists in fear, but Dr. Bentley is calm as she looks down at my broken wife. Her ribs are bruised, Mr. Gray, and she has a hairline fracture to her skull, but her vital signs are stable and strong. Why is she still unconscious? Mrs. Gray's had a minor contusion to her head, but her brain activity is normal and she has no cerebral swelling. She'll wake when she's ready. Just give her some time. And the baby? I whisper. The baby's fine, Mr. Gray. Oh, thank God. Relief crashes through me like a cyclone. Thank God. Mr. Gray, do you have any further questions? Can she hear me? Dr. Bartley's smile is benign. Who knows? If she can, I'm sure she'd love to hear your voice. I'm not so sure. She'll be mad. Thought she was leaving me. My colleague, Dr. Singh, will look in on your wife later. Thank you, I mutter, and she leaves. Pulling up a chair, I sit down beside Anna. Tenderly, I take her hand, glad to find it warm. I squeeze it gently, hoping to rouse her. Wake up, baby, please, I whisper. Be mad at me, but be awake, please. Leaning forward, I brush my lips against her knuckles. I'm sorry. Sorry for everything. Please wake up. Please, I love you. I cup her hand in both of mine and press my forehead to her fingers and pray. Please, God, please bring my wife back to me. Anna sleeps, her room shrouded in darkness, save for the pool of light from beside her lamp and the faint illumination from beneath the door. Using my jacket as a blanket, I doze in my chair, fighting sleep. I want to be awake when she comes back to me. The doors open, rousing me, and Grace enters. "Hello, darling," she whispers, her face pale, devoid of makeup, but she looks as tired and drained as I feel. "Mom, I'm too weary to stand." "I'm just checking in, as I'm leaving to get some sleep. Carrick is here to watch over Mia." "How is she?" "She's okay. Angry. Still suffering from the effects of the drug. Trying to sleep." "Anna?" "No change." Grace picks up Anna's medical chart from the end of her bed and scans the notes, her eyes wide as she gasps. "She's pregnant?" I nod, too shattered and anxious to do anything else. "Oh, Christian, that's wonderful news. Congratulations." She steps forward and grasps my shoulders. "Thanks, Mom. It's early days, I think." "I understand. Couples usually announce 20 weeks. Darling, you're exhausted. Go home and sleep." I shake my head. "I'll sleep when Anna wakes." She presses her lips together but doesn't commit, and bending down she kisses my head. "She'll wait, Christian. Just give her a little time. Try and get some sleep." "Bye, Mom." She ruffles my hair. "I'll see you in the morning." She exits as quietly as she's arrived, leaving me more bereft than ever. Just to torture myself and also to stay awake, I replay my misdemeanors of the last couple of days. I've been an asshole about the baby, seeing Elena, not apologizing, and to cap it all, I believed Anna, believed her when she said she was leaving me. My eyes droop and my head drops forward, jolting me awake. Fuck. I gaze at my wife, willing her to open her eyes. "Anna, please, come back to me." And then I can apologize properly. "Please, baby." Taking her hand, I bring it to my lips once more and kiss each knuckle. "I miss you." Leaning back, I close my eyes just for a second. I try to consider myself to be a professional during times like this, and I try to give these readings my all, and I hope you guys appreciate that. But this chapter really, really got to me. I hope it got to you guys too. I'm hoping you're loving this book as much as I have. And there's not that much of it left. So we'll hear some more next time we all get together. So for the Couch Potato Mike YouTube channel, this is Couch Potato Mike, reminding you that in the end, we're all stories. So let's make them good ones. See you next time, guys.